Hey, good morning. This is Jerry over at Wealth Dynamics. Just finished my workout on my way back home right now. And I wanted to give you a really quick video today to address the question of, if the sacred account, Jerry, if it's so good, how come I've never heard of it before? How come other people aren't talking about it? How come I don't see it on TV? I don't hear about it from my friends. I don't see it in the newspapers. I don't see it anywhere. Why would I do this if it's so good and I've never heard about it? And I want to answer that question. So real quick, I want you to think about the things that you have heard about. Okay, so think about the things you have heard about. You've heard about the 401k. You've heard about mutual funds. You've heard about bank accounts. You've even heard about life insurance. You just haven't heard about it this way before. So the fact that you have heard about something doesn't mean it's correct. It means it is heavily advertised. Right? The things that you've heard about are heavily advertised. Why would they be heavily advertised? A company would not spend money on something to advertise unless it knew that it could make more than it spent. Okay, so who is pushing these products? Well, financial institutions are. So if your 401k is being advertised, that means that the company makes more money than they spend on advertising, and it makes it a product that's good. Okay, or if a company is advertising their new savings account, the reason why they're advertising is because they make so much more money on the savings account than they do on the ad spend, right? So you've got to look at when something is published, promoted, advertised, it means that it makes money for the company promoting it. And so if they have, and I'm going to tell you, all of the companies out there have the ability to sell the sacred account. Like every single mutual insurance company out there can, every single whole life insurance agent can, they choose not to. So you've got to ask yourself, okay, why would they choose another product to advertise over this product? And the answer simply comes down to this, guys. The answer comes down to this particular product makes them more money than the other alternatives do, right? So if it makes them more money than the other alternatives do, then you've got to really look at, all right, well, if they're choosing that product over this product, or they're choosing the 401k to advertise over life insurance, then that would mean that the 401k makes them more money than the sacred account does. Therefore, they're going to advertise the sacred account, or they're going to advertise the 401k instead, because they want to spend money on the thing that's going to bring in the most money. All right, so I would actually change the mindset on this. The things you've heard about are probably the worst ideas. The things that are heavily advertised are probably the worst for you. Because if the company is going to make money on it, they don't make money out of nowhere. They make money off you. They're going to make money off fees. They're going to make money off commissions. And so therefore, if you're being targeted, instead of being a consumer and buying into the ad because it makes you feel good, or you recognize the company, or your buddy works there, realize I am being targeted and hunted by a company that wants my money. And if they're trying to get me to buy it, I probably shouldn't. It probably means that it's good for them and probably not as good for me. All right. Now, the other thing I want to show you here and have you think about, growing up, I don't know if you guys went to any sort of church or community gathering where for me, it was church. There was a couple guys in church that were older, and I knew they were wealthy. Okay. I knew they were wealthy. They were well off. They had money in investments. They had, a $30,000 wristwatch. During church, they're sitting there and you can just tell they drove up in their Hummer and they're just balling, right? Those guys never talked about what they did. They never told you what they're investing in. They never told you what their businesses were. They were quiet about it. So I want you to also realize the people that are actually wealthy typically don't advertise and promote what they're doing. Okay, they kind of want to fly under the radar. That's what they've been taught, and they're worried about people, either copying them, going after them, etc. So they don't go around saying, hey guys, I do real estate. Hey guys, I do the sacred account. Now I do because it's my business, right? So it's something I use and it's something I want to educate about. So that's why I share it. But if you think about those that are actually wealthy, they're not openly disclosing what they're doing with their money. And the fact is they're doing stuff like this. We have evidence and statistics that show that, but they're not going to go right up and tell you and say, hey, this is what I do. And they're not going to go on a TV commercial and broadcast it to the world. So the fact is, you're probably not going to hear it from the people that use it. You're only going to hear about what's advertised and promoted because the company advertising and promoting the product is trying to make a sale. All right. And then the last thing I want you to think about, the things you do know about the 401k, the mutual fund, etc. Guys, those have only been around for several decades. Did you know the 401k has never successfully retired a generation before? You're putting all of your money in the 401k. Guess what? No generation has ever fully gone through contributing, accumulating, and distributing a 401k successfully. I want you to think about that. It's only been around since 1979, but you're putting 3% of your paycheck in every month, and you don't even know if it's gonna work. No one's actually ever tested it, and the statistics show that it's not working. Those that are using the 401k, guys, here's the stats. 1 out of 4 pre-retirees at age 60 are having to postpone when they get there. Okay, 65% of retirees have less than $30,000 in their 401k account. Okay, the average 401k, 28% of the balance is going to go towards fees during the life of the account on average. So those are the stats, and the fact is that it's not working. And we haven't even seen a full generation from the time it started till now go through the 401k system and successfully utilize it and be financially independent. Yet it's the one thing that you rely on because it's all you know about, because it's so well promoted and it's so well marketed and advertised to you. So if you're watching this today and you're interested in alternatives and you're like, all right, well, this makes sense, and maybe I didn't know some of this information and I'd like to learn more. Maybe I'm not ready to do anything yet, but I would like to become more educated. I'm gonna post a link in the comments. I wanna make you an offer here. If you go to sacredaccount.com, that is gonna be a page that I created that is loaded with information. I'm a data-driven person, meaning I operate on the numbers. So if you go to that page, all you're gonna see is the numbers. It's gonna give you facts. It's gonna give you real information about the Sacred account. Okay, and if you go through that page, you'll actually be able to see and look at real policies, real dividends, real growth, and see how things actually work. It explains how all of the stuff works so that you're educated. And if from there you're still interested, I want to offer, if you reach out to us, we will get on a call with you. We'll answer your questions about the Sacred account. We'll see if it makes sense for you. We're going to have some questions for you as well. And if it's a good fit, we can work together. And if not, at least you're educated. At least you know what your options are. And at least you know what I'm talking about and what you have. And that's a win. So guys, I'm going to tune out for today. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. I will talk to you soon. Bye.